real, genuine aim is to never ever fly again.
Wow.
For work. Which I'm sure I will be eating my words very soon because we'll have fucked something up. But this should be the last filming trip. And then we're not going to fly to promote it. Possibly we might have to fly to make a distribution deal or something if it's impossible not to do it on the phone, which it might be. If like Miramax or somebody in LA insists that they won't make a deal unless we go there or something. Other than that, we're not going to fly again for Crude. And then personally, I'm going to try and fly sustainably, i.e. not destroy the planet, i.e. work out what the sustainable carbon is, which is about 1 tonne a year, and then only fly within that. So I think it means I can, like my mum lives in New Zealand and my brother lives in America. So basically one flight to either America or New Zealand about every 5 years. So I'll see my mum every 10 years and my brother every 10 years.
Hey, you can combine them.
Yeah. But basically, I think we're the last generation. We are a very unfortunate generation. Obviously, we're the most fortunate generation that ever lived in many senses. But when my brother left for America and my mum left for New Zealand or whatever, they were under the impression, well, everybody believed at that time that this idea of flying wherever you want, whenever you want, for a very small amount of money was going to continue indefinitely. But obviously, it's not. And so those people who've, like my brother's now obviously married to an American and her family's all there, so they're going to have to choose one family or the other, which obviously they didn't predict before he went there. So that's a very, very unfortunate thing, which only our generation will have to deal with, I think, because in the future, if somebody emigrates to New Zealand, you're never going to see them again, or once a lifetime or whatever, like in the old days when you got a ship there. But for us, it's hard.
How long do people have of their cheap flights?
That's a good question. How long do you have for cheap flights? I would say, morally, no time at all. You've got to stop now. Literally, maybe 2 years, I would say.
Wow.
But then on the other hand, Tony Blair yesterday came out and said, outrageously said, that people shouldn't try and fly less or anything because it's not realistic, and he's not going to try and cut his own carbon emissions, and he's going to keep flying on his holidays to Florida or wherever he's just been. So maybe it won't move that fast, but I think the climate will force it. Obviously the politicians on their own wouldn't force it.
Yeah.
Of course not. But I think the climate is,
And how can you sell it to people? What are the potential benefits?
How can you sell it to people? What are the potential benefits? The survival of the species.
Yeah. But there are small things that people can see it not so much as a sacrifice and as a gain, like once people are more connected to their community and that kind of thing.
Yeah. All of that is true, but I think more to the point, millions of people are already making the sacrifices, i.e. with their lives because of climate change in the poor world. And as the years go on, that'll be more and more millions of people are sacrificing their lives, their homes, their whole everything. And whereas we've got to sacrifice our foreign holidays. Big fucking deal.